There are 93 legends in Spider-Man. Are the Monoblack ones good enough to be your commander? Let's find out. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys Magic. This is Hunter and Steven. Say what up, Steven.
Hello, Hunter.
We are back. This is another episode of Commander Grades in the monocolored variety of Spider-Man. That's right, we were taking a look once again at all of the new legendary creatures from the Spider-Man set as well as the Spider-Man Eternal set, putting them together, putting them in alphabetical order. We're talking about them as they are colors. This video, like I mentioned, it's the Monoblack legends that could be your commander. We're going to go through, we're going to talk about them, we're going to give them a grade between each other, and then that'll make an average grade between the both of us. So, Steven, are you excited for this one?
Yeah, Hunter, I'm pretty pumped. There were a lot of good cards during spoiler season. We already finished the mono blue, which I was kind of pumped about. Mono red's kind of where my heart's at right now, but I'm excited for the mono black ones too.
There are some good Monoblack ones. We'll talk about them when we get there. But before we do, I want to remind everybody at home to hit that like button to show the algorithm that you like our content and we can be put out to other people. But subscribe too while you're there if you haven't done so already, so you're staying up to date, because this is, like Steven mentioned, video number 3. You don't want to miss out on the other commander grades when they do come out, as well as other content. So, Steven, let's go ahead and get started with this first one. This first one is going to go ahead and be Agent Venom. That's right, it's 2 and a black for a 2/3 legendary creature symbiote soldier hero. It's got Flash and Menace, and it says whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you draw a card and lose 1 life. We've seen the aristocrat strategy many of times before. This is an interesting one because it's got Flash. I mean, from the command zone, not as good though, because that's kind of obvious. No
Yeah,
surprises.
I mean that's all it does. Here's my thing. Like I love this card. I think it's really cool. I we've seen this effect before, right? Where we see like a flash thing that cares about creatures dying, and I don't. It's not my play style, and I just don't like it whatsoever. But don't get me wrong. Like this in the command zone, somebody casts a board wipe and you have such a huge board. Like sure, like this is good. You're gonna draw a lot of cards. You're gonna lose a lot of life. But it does something, right?
It does something. I will say, if we're just playing a mono black strategy aristocrats deck, you're never going to be playing this over a Sephiroth. They do the exact
No.
same kind of ability. Sephiroth is just a billion times better because it also counts for not only your creatures, which this only counts for your creatures. So
Yeah.
I I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, granted, this is card draw as well as whenever another non-token creature you control dies. So if you sack a bunch of things, you can draw a bunch of cards. I don't know. It does a thing. It's cool. Do I like it? It's kind of, what's the word you used to say, Steven?
Meh.
Meh. That's right.
I mean, my biggest thing about this card is like the return is good the first time you cast it. If there's like a huge board wipe, or if you're just playing and naturally just doing aristocrats, kind of like sacking things. But like after a certain amount of time, the amount of mana you have to pump into this is just not worth it in my mind. Like it really isn't.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and move on to the grades. I'll kick us off. I think it's going to be middle of the road. It's kind of alluding to it, so I'm going to give it a C.
I'm gonna give it a D. It's kind of like you mentioned, Sephiroth does it way better. Now, granted, price wise, this is gonna be way cheaper than Sephiroth probably.
Yeah, it definitely will be. So the average grade for Agent Venom is going to be a C. Next up is Black Cat Cunning Thief, 3 and 2 black for a 2/3 legendary creature human rogue villain. It says when a Black Cat enters, look at the top 9 cards of target opponent's library, exile 2 of them face down, then put the rest on the bottom of their library in a random order. You may play the exiled cards for as long as they remain exiled, and mana of any type can be spent to cast spells this way. It's a very, very cool thief commander. We've seen that happen multiple times with Gonti. Uh, does this take the throne of a new one, Steven?
No, no, it does not. I loved this card when it first got spoiled. I think it's a really cool effect. It's so hard because like this kind of takes me to the Deadpool deck that Riley built for the channel. And essentially, it was just kind of like trying to blink Deadpool, or just cast all these spells that when the card dies, it comes back to the battlefield. It's really hard to play a commander like this where you want to constantly be blinking it or like getting it onto the battlefield as much as possible, and it being in mono black. So that's such a huge restriction.
Yeah, it is a big restriction. I mean, you mentioned the blink effect style strategy, and I think that's what this deck has to kind of do because it just is an ETB trigger, and you're trying to steal as many things as your opponents as you can. Looking at the top 9, you probably aren't going to whiff as much, which is great. You're going to steal one of their best cards of their deck and just been able to play it for as long as this, like, even if this card died, you can still play those cards. Um, hey, you can also grab a land in another thing in case you were mana stalled. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it being the top 9, like even if it's 9 lands, you're still like wrecking your opponent in my book. That's 9 lands they're never going to see.
I mean, you only take 2, you put the rest on the bottom. So you're right. They
Yeah,
probably
but
will
they're
never,
not going to see the bottom of their library, right?
unless it gets shuffled back up somehow. Yeah,
Nah,
putting
no one shuffles.
putting things on the bottom of a deck is worse than a graveyard. Um, but yeah, it's okay in my opinion. Like I said, you would probably play Gonti over this one. It's a cool effect, and you could probably throw this in Gonti. But at the helm, I don't think it's as powerful. But it's very cool. I like it a lot. Let's move on to the grades. Steve, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I'll go up from my previous grade. I think this is pretty good, middle of the road in my book. Like C, it's definitely buildable. You can build around the ETB and kind of like wanting to blanket, or if somebody tries to kill it, you can bring it back. So I think I'll go up to a C.
I'm going to join you right there. I think it's a C as well, which means Black Cat Cunning Thief gets the average grade of a C. Moving on, we've got Grendel, Spawn of Knull. 3 and a black for a 3/3 legendary creature symbiote dragon villain. Flying, death touch. Yeah.
So we have to talk about cards for the timestamp.
So that, I mean, okay, look. Obviously, this is from the Spider-Man Eternal, aka the Welcome Decks. This is a very simple card to get people that are new to Magic to learn about Magic. So Flying and Death Touch has reminder text on what they do, in case you didn't already know that. Perfectly fine card. It's a legendary creature because Grendel is a very well-known character in Spider-Man, so it had to have been put onto a card. However, is this a commander? No, it is not. And I think we could go and head and just move straight to grades with that point, Steven. This is an F.
Yeah, also I'll be the first to admit it. I had no idea who Grendel was. But yes, this is an F.
Yeah, Grendel, average grade, F. Let's see if we can do better with the next one. This is Gwenom, Remorseless. 3 and 2 black for a 4/4 legendary creature symbiote spider hero. It's got Death Touch and Lifelink, and it also says whenever Gwenom attacks until end of turn, you may look at the top card of your library anytime, and you may play cards from the top of your library. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its mana value rather than pay its mana cost.
Oof.
All right, we got a banger.
Yeah, everything Black Cat wanted to be.
This is such a good card. Any kind of top deck manipulation that you can just, like, I don't know, some Sensei's Divining Top or anything else that can just switch the top cards of your library and just being able to play those with your life for free. I mean, I know it's not free, but you're not spending mana on those cards. It's nuts.
Sorry, I'm trying to think of Bolus' Citadel. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I mean Bolus' Citadel, but cheaper. In a cool, weird way. Obviously, Bolus' Citadel is more expensive because you can just do it at any time. This you have to attack, but dude, still Death Touch and Lifelink on this thing is pretty good. So you're kind of gaining that life back. This is a card where, if it is left up, people might not want to swing at you.
Yeah. And hey, just put all of the life gain effects into this deck and you're just super chilling. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a really fun commander. This would be really cool to build around. I think it's kind of a unique lane of, hey, I've got one extra card I can play, even if I don't have the mana, I've already spent the mana during my turn. I'm going to swing in and spend that, and you are now shocked that I have this card.
Yeah, this is I really do enjoy this card. I wish it was on ETB and attack, but then that's just me being greedy.
Yeah. 5 mana is still a bit of a lot for Monoblack, too. I mean, there are ways to gain that much mana, but I just think once it gets to 7, 9, it's rough.
I mean, I agree with you, but at the same time, like I've seen you play your Tiny Bones deck,
Mm-hmm.
and it's insane the amount of mana you're able to produce.
Sure. I have built that deck very strong. And so, yes, you could build this deck very strong, but Tiny Bones is also just 2 mana. So,
Yeah,
I like to
and
use the
then it
mana for
dies a
else.
lot, so that's why you built it that way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. All right, let's move on to the grids. I'll kick us off. I think this is very good. I don't think it's A territory, but it's 100% B territory for me.
Yeah, nowhere near an A, but I will go up to a B here.
Yeah. Gwenom, Remorseless, gets the average grade of a B. Moving on to another legend, it's Morlun, Devourer of Spiders. X and 2 black for a 2/1 legendary creature vampire villain. It's got lifelink and it says it enters with X +1/+1 counters on him, and when he enters, he deals X damage to target opponent. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see how this can be built. And it's not my go-to style. So I'm going to be a little negative on this, but there are definitely ways to keep sacking this and recasting it and going ahead and just keep dealing damage to your opponents, gaining life. I don't know. I can see how it's cool. And as the +1/+1 counter person of the group, you would think I would be really high on this card. But if you've watched the channel long enough, anytime there's an X in the mana cost as a legend, I am so against it. I'm not a fan. So,
It's so funny because like I saw this card and I remember the X cost for Deodrine from Edge of Eternities, and I love that card because you can cast it, and no matter what, it's the amount of mana that you spent to cast it for the +1/+1 counters. This is just you have to put it into the X.
mhm.
So it's kind of hoping that they would kind of play around with that a little bit more in future sets, and they did not do it for this one, unfortunately. But like, and then just kind of like you said, like you're the +1/+1 counters guy, and you're not really here for this. I love like the combo route of like maybe making infinite mana and then like sacking this, and like I'm still kind of not even here for it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's exactly the same thing I was trying to get at, right? The thing I don't like to do, and that's the thing that you like to do. It's the combo route. It's the hey, I'm gonna
yeah,
keep casting it over and over and ping you to death. Yeah, I win. I can see the power. I just it in a casual setting, it's not a very good commander.
yeah. I mean, I wish it said each opponent because that would change my mind drastically.
Yeah, that'd
But
be cool.
yeah, who knows? We'll see how it gets built.
Well, let's move on to the grades, Steven. We'll kick it off with you.
Man, it's tough, but I think I'm gonna stick middle of the road here. I think it's still pretty decent, so I'm gonna go with a C.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go one down, believe it or not. I don't like Morlun, so
Mm.
I'm gonna go with a D there. But the average grade for Morlun is still gonna be a C. The next one is Scorpion Seething Striker. 3 and a black for a 3/3 legendary creature Scorpion human villain. It's got Death Touch. It says at the beginning of your end step. If a creature died this turn, target creature you control connives. Love the fact that it's the beginning of the end step instead of beginning of your upkeep. But then again, creatures can't die before your upkeep, so that wouldn't make any sense. I'm just trying to get at the point that this does the thing the turn it comes down.
I mean, not only that, but like the best thing about this card is it just says if a creature died, not if a creature you control died. And
Definitely.
that is phenomenal.
Yeah, without a doubt. And you can just make this connive too. Just keep growing this to a big death toucher. It's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty here for this. I just like it's so funny because like I saw the name, the art, and I was like, this thing's gotta have first strike, right? Like, please.
It's very interesting,
No.
the art here. It almost looks like the lizard.
Hmm. No.
Kind of. It's
I
green.
mean, they're both green.
Yeah.
The Green Goblin's green, I don't know.
I don't know. This looks like the lizard a little bit. Either way, I think this card, like you mentioned, is actually pretty cool. I think like having card draw stapled on a commander, that's what Connive is, I think is very powerful. So
Yeah, I mean, you're churning through your deck and you're doing the cool thing that Mono Black can do too, right? So like you're putting things into the graveyard. If they're a little bit high on the CMC, you can play Recursion in this deck. I think it's got a lot of lanes and avenues that you can take it down. And I don't say that because there's a street in the background.
removal.deck. Here is your commander. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, I've been wanting to build a Mono Black just removal deck
This is
for a
it.
long time, and I think this might be it.
Because you remove a creature, you get in with that damage, but you're also growing this creature, you're going to kill someone with commander damage pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. Let's go ahead and move on to the grade, Steven. You are high on this one. What are you giving it?
Man, it's kind of crazy because like I kind of want to give this a B. Because like I think it kind of hits all the boxes for me. It's graveyard recursion that you can play around with. It does the rummaging thing, and it's got death touch, and it can get huge. Like I'm pretty here for it. I think I'm actually gonna give this a B. I think people will call me crazy, but I like it.
Hey, you like what you like. That's fair. That's your grade. I am going to give it one lower, though. I'm going to give it a C. But that's just my opinion. Scorpion Seething Striker gets the average grade of a B. Next up is Spider-Man Noir. 4 and a black for a 4/4 legendary creature spider human hero. It's got menace and it says whenever a creature you control attacks alone, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Then surveil X, where X is the number of counters on it. It's kind of cool. Doesn't care about +1/+1 counters. It could be any type of counter.
Yeah, I'm okay.
You don't like it?
Absolutely not.
You can be filling up your graveyard pretty heavily. This could be like a kind of a secret revival deck, a reanimation strategy, you know? Just fill your graveyard, just start surveilling everything.
Sure, it's a 5 mana card.
It's a 5 mana
I
4/4
just
with menace. It can get in.
can't get in on turn 6.
I mean, it could be the same turn if you have Lightning Greaves.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. I live in Magical Christmas Land too sometimes, but like not for this one.
Well, hey, it's technically it's a 5/5 the moment it starts swinging, as long as you swing with it alone. So,
And I think that's where I kind of have the problem with it too. Is like you have to swing with one creature.
hey,
That's it.
but Spider-Man Noir works alone. That's the flavor, right?
Yep, they do, and they can stay alone somewhere else.
Well, let's move to the grades. You seem low on this. I'll go first. I'm just gonna go middle of the road for this one as well. I think it's a C.
Man, I really, I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm gonna put this at an F, and like it's not. I don't think this is good whatsoever. I'm sure there are people out there that have like these amazing ideas, and I would love to see them one day. But right now, I cannot see anything with this card.
Oh, well, Spider-Man Noir gets the average grade of a D. Last card got a D. This one might get Bs. This is Swarm, Being of Bees. 2 and a black for a 2/2 legendary creature insect villain. It's got flash, it's got flying, it's got mayhem for a black. As a reminder, you may cast this card from your graveyard for a black if you discarded it this turn. Timing rules still apply. So, yeah, this is a common.
Yeah,
I think similar to Grendel, it's one of those like, hey, this was a character from Spider-Man. It's a legend. And we just threw it in the set. It's not
I'm
very
not gonna
powerful.
lie to you because I love this card. I think this card is so cool.
Yeah.
Just not in the command zone.
Yeah. I agree with you completely. I think this card, when we saw it spoiled, I feel like we'll see play in standard because, hey, pitching this to your grave is very easy. I think you can pay 1 black and have a flash flying 2/2 very quickly on someone else's turn. But you have to pitch it from your hand. And that's where this gets a little different because this is going to be in your command zone. So you cannot actually have to mayhem. So instead, you've got a
Yeah.
3 mana 2/2 with flash and fly.
Yeah,
And
I think it's time we move to the grades.
go ahead, say it.
F.
Yep, I am agreeing with you there. Swarm, Being of Bees, gets the average grade of an F. Moving on to another villain. This is Tombstone, Career Criminal. 2 and a black for a 2/2 legendary creature human villain. It says when it enters, return target villain card from your graveyard to your hand. And also villain spells you cast. Cost 1 less to cast. Any type of those effects. Scream, Support Piece. So I feel like this is probably not a good commander, Steven.
This pisses me off so much.
Why?
Because here's my thing, man. Like, I don't know Spider-Man that well, right? I love Marvel. I love the cinematic universe that Marvel has, but like, you're telling me we got a Spider-Man set and Tombstone Career Criminal got a card, but Uncle Ben did not.
No, Uncle Ben did not.
It's wild to me.
You know,
I want to move to the grades. I hate this.
real quick about the card. Like I said, support piece, not really a commander. Move on to the grades. Steven, go ahead.
F.
Once again, it's an F for me too, which is an average grade for Tombstone of an F. Moving on to a familiar face this time, Steven. This is Venom, Eddie Brock. 4 and 2 black for a 6/4 legendary creature symbiote villain. It's got menace and says whenever another creature dies, you put a +1/+1 counter on Venom. If that creature was a villain, draw a card. Whenever another creature, not just your own. Here's your removal deck, maybe?
No. I mean, it's, oh man, I'm getting to the point of the video where it's struggling to be nice.
Hey, this is a welcome deck card. You have to understand that's why the menace reminder text is there. It's once again another
Yeah.
very simple, just simple card, not a lot going on that can help players understand how the game works. So,
Well, I know
6
how the
mana.
game works, and I'm not here for it.
Yeah.
Venom Eddie Brock is the art is, first of all, amazing. Like, this is probably like I can imagine this like on a poster, like above my desk right now. But 6 mana is quite expensive. It is a menace 6/4, which is really good, and it's got a lot of good upside, at least in my opinion. Restrictive on the villain, so it has to be a villain to draw the card, but obviously you're building around it. And if this is in the welcome deck, obviously it's filled with villains, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's cool. Like, I think I'll just go straight to my favorite phrase, and it's very meh. It's not like anything special. It just does the thing, and it does that. That's all it does.
I think the card could be powerful, built around correctly, but it's still 6 mana, and that's where my
Yeah.
hiccup is. Let's move to the grades. I'll kick us off. This is a D for me.
I will also give it a D.
Venom Eddie Brock gets the average grade of a D. And the final legend that we are talking about today for Monoblack is Venom once again, but this one is Evil Unleashed. It's 4 and a black for a 4/5 legendary creature symbiote villain. It's got Death Touch and it has an ability to pay 2 and a black, exile this card from your graveyard, and put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. It gains Death Touch until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. So,
Oof.
so you see that little common. It's another little common here. However, because you are exiling it from your graveyard, you are technically moving zones, which then you can move it back to the command zone. So you could let this die, then it could do the thing, and then you can
And you're
move it.
doing a good job trying to hype this card up.
It's still 5 mana for a 4/5 with Death Touch, and that's it. It's so not good. I'm sorry. I'm trying to hype up all the bad
Yeah.
cards. It's what we do. We try to find the good and the bad in every single card. And sometimes, like this one, the bad is kind of outweighing the good here. But
Yeah, it's tough because like you talked about the good, so I'll talk about the bad. This is 5 mana for a commander that you hope it just dies instead of getting exiled. And then once it does die, you've now spent the 5 mana to cast it, and now you got to spend 3 mana to then just put 2 +1/+1 counters on something. It'll get Death Touch, which is nice, I guess. But then you probably don't have enough mana to recast this because you
yeah,
have to do it at sorcery speed. So you're doing it on your turn.
yeah. Like I said, the bad outweighs. Moving on to the grade, Steven. It's an F.
It's an F.
Yeah. Well, Venom, Evil Unleashed, average grade, F. And that is going to do it. That's all of the mono black legendary creatures from the Spider-Man set. Yeah, comment down below. What do you guys think of these grades? Were we too harsh on some? Maybe you think Venom, Evil Unleashed, or one of the other cards we didn't like was actually better. Interested to hear your guys' opinions. Or maybe we graded a card too high that you think is actually worse. In the description, you will find links to all of our social media accounts. Follow us on those as well to keep up to date with everything got going on. And we have merch. That's right. Check out the link in the description for merch. Check out some shirts, some sweatshirts. Pick something up you might like.
Yeah, have you ever heard Shane say, "What's up, nerds?" And you're like, man, I wish I could have a shirt that says that.
Yeah.
It's there.
guysatmagic.com. It's right there. And on the screen right now, there's all of our Patreon subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your ad support. It really does mean the world to us. If you guys wanted to check out what they're seeing, which is not here on YouTube, please check the link in the description below and consider subscribing. And a very special shout out to our Gains Indestructible tier, starting with
Aaron Hill,
Billy Yum Yum 2x2,
Daryl Tripp,
Demarion Turner,
Dr. Rome,
Ghost McGrady,
Yasminder Pablo,
Jimmy Ward,
Jay Pizzle,
Kelvor,
Kevo,
Samuel Abbott,
Stingraiser 1144,
and Thrifty PSGR. You guys are awesome. Appreciate every single one of you. And until the next video, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Sorry I was mean.